Alright, let's dive into something that might seem super niche, but is actually packed with fascinating insights. Gardening in Central Florida in August. Now, I know what you're thinking. Gardening? In that heat? But here's the thing. August in Central Florida isn't just about surviving the scorching temperatures. It's about strategically planning and planting to make the most of the season. And trust me, there's a lot more to it than just sticking seeds in the ground. First off, let's talk about the moon phases. Yeah, I know it sounds a bit mystical, but lunar gardening is a thing, and it's been practiced for centuries. The idea is that the moon's gravitational pull affects moisture in the soil, which can impact planting success. For instance, the new moon on August 12th is supposedly a great time to plant above-ground crops like tomatoes or peppers. Personally, I think there's something really intriguing about this ancient practice. Even if you're skeptical, it's a fun way to add a layer of tradition to your gardening routine. What many people don't realize is that this isn't just folklore. There's some science behind it, too. The moon's phases do influence tides, and soil moisture isn't that different. Now, let's zoom in on what to plant. August is the kickoff for a new warm season garden, and the list of vegetables you can grow is surprisingly long. Cantaloupe, okra, squash, and even watermelon. What makes this really interesting is that these plants thrive in the exact conditions that most of us are trying to escape. It's a reminder that nature is all about adaptation. From my perspective, this is where gardening gets philosophical. You're not just growing food, you're working with the environment, not against it. But here's where it gets tricky: pest control. Nematodes, for example, are a big problem in Central Florida. These microscopic worms can wreak havoc on your plants, especially tomatoes. One thing that immediately stands out is the recommendation to plant nematode-resistant varieties. It's a smart move, but what this really suggests is that gardening isn't just about planting. It's about understanding your ecosystem. If you take a step back and think about it, this is where the real challenge and reward lies. Now let's talk lawn care, because let's be honest, nobody wants their lawn to look like a yellowed mess. August is a critical month for addressing issues like chinch bugs and root rot. What's fascinating here is how specific the advice is, like applying iron to yellow-green grass, but only where it's permitted. This raises a deeper question. How much do we really know about our own lawns? Most of us just water and mow, but there's so much more going on beneath the surface. Personally, I think this is where a lot of people give up, but it's also where the most satisfying results come from. Finally, let's not forget landscape and houseplant care. Summer rains can be a double-edged sword, great for watering, but also a recipe for fungal diseases. A detail I find fascinating is the advice to sterilize pruners between palms to prevent disease spread. It's such a small detail, but it speaks to the precision required in gardening. If you're like me and have a few houseplants, you'll also appreciate the reminder to move light-starved plants outdoors. It's a simple tip, but it can make a huge difference. So, what's the big takeaway here? Gardening in Central Florida in August isn't just about following a to-do list. It's about understanding the rhythms of nature, adapting to challenges, and finding joy in the process. In my opinion, that's what makes it so rewarding. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just starting out, there's always something new to learn. And hey, if you're feeling overwhelmed, just remember even the experts started with a single seed. What do you think? Are you ready to tackle your August garden? Let me know in the comments.